There will always be a time when you're going to need to scale things, rotate, move them, or even shear them in Illustrator. So let me show you some of the tools you can use to do just those things. Well, the tool that you're going to probably use most often is the regular old black arrow or the selection tool. Simply click on your object and you'll see these handles here. These handles give you the ability to do several different things. Well, when you're on the corner ones, you'll see a double arrow like so, and you can click and you can scale. So I can scale in or out like so. And if I want to keep everything in proportion, I have to hold down the Shift key when I do this. And now everything will remain exactly proportional. If I don't hold down the Shift key, I can do whatever I want. So I could squash it, I could stretch it, or whatever. Now in the middle here, we have the same ability. We can squash things on either end. You'll notice that the other end stays put. So the T stays here when I grab this one, and the exclamation mark stays there when I grab this one. Same holds true with these guys. So I can go ahead and grab this, and the top is going to squash less than the bottom, and so on. I can even rotate these guys. So first of all, let me scale a little bit. And when I move my mouse cursor just to the edge of this, right there, it's a little hard to get it sometimes, you'll get a curved double arrow. You can click, and now you can rotate. Let me undo that. Now what else can you do with these tools here? Well, you have some tools that will help you to even modify how you transform things. For example, we have a rotate tool. When I click on this tool, you see that whatever I have selected gives me the rotational pivot. It's right here. It may be hard to see that. We have this green icon that represents where this object rotates from. I can go ahead and click on this O, for example, and now when I rotate, it's going to rotate from this area. So I'll go ahead over here, and you see that I'm rotating it. I'll click over here, and it now swings from this hinge. Now to do this, as you can see, this rotation tool just has to be selected. And once you have it selected, you click where you want it to rotate from. So I click here, then I move my mouse, and then it swings. Very cool. Let's talk about how we can shear it too. So we also have a tool under the scale tool called shear. And what I could do with this is once I grab my selection again with this guy, I can grab the shear tool, and I get the same thing. I get this little icon, and I can click, and wherever I click, I can then shear that object. And think of a shear like an object being blown down by the wind. Alright, so this is a little bit easier to see. Let me go ahead and move this down. If I use something like a rectangle. So I'll grab a rectangle, and I'll grab my shear tool, and I'll just leave that where it is, right in the center. And I can shear this object. And I can click here and shear it from that area. So it's really great that you can actually control where the object is going to shear from. The same is true with the scale tool. We can click on an area, and we're going to scale from that region, and the other part kind of stays stuck. So if I want this part to stay put, click here, and I can scale towards that area or away from that area. Now there are other tools that you can use. For example, I can actually go to my object menu, transform, and I can choose move, rotate, reflect, scale, and shear here as well. But I don't go here because, well, the tools live right here, and they're a lot easier to get to that way. So 9 times out of 10 though, I think that you'll be using just this tool to do most of your transformation. But if you need to, you can always grab these guys as well to help you to modify your objects.